Oh, hey, NECA. I didn't see you there. Thank you so much for joining us for another weekly catch up. It is wonderful to have the opportunity to join Team NECA. And today is a really exciting update. As you know, NECA is the world leader in virtual events for electrical contractors. And we are leading the way with not one this month, the incredible NECA Live 2020, but virtual event number 2. We're going to be talking today about the NECA 2020 Virtual Safety Summit presented by West and Milliken brand, and it kicks off next week. It's hard to believe that NECA 2020 Live is just over, and we are already getting ready and prepared to bring you more education, more interactivity, and more things that will help you protect your business in these extraordinary times. And today, I'm delighted to be joined by safety expert, executive director of standards and safety, Mike Johnson. Mike, it is great to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, David. It's great to be here with you.
Do you know, it's hard to believe that we are already just around the corner from another virtual event, and Tuesday kicks off the Safety Summit, and we're going completely virtual for the first time. Why do you think a virtual Safety Summit like this will be so beneficial to the contracting industry?
Well, that's a good question, David, and we have a lot of areas we could cover, but one of NECA's many strengths is safety leadership. Oftentimes, other organizations look to what NECA's doing. The experiences with COVID-19 were a good example of that. Safety is a core value for NECA and its members. We understand that safety is a shared responsibility between employers and employees. It's also integral to successful electrical contracting businesses. It's part of what our members and electrical contractors do in the industry. So NECA, as a leader in the industry, understand that there's no greater responsibility than the safety of our people. They are the greatest asset. So with safety laws and regulations not being optional, our members really are on the front line when it comes to compliance. NECA knows safety. We live it. Just like NECA Live, NECA 2020 Live, which was an awesome experience. I can't say how well done that was to our team. It was really done phenomenal. We pivoted well. Having the virtual safety summit this year offers the ability to reach that larger audience once again, to tune in and learn about the latest safety updates and regulations that impact their day-to-day operations. NECA is always progressive, and keeping our contractors current with latest regulations that impact their operations is important to NECA. We have a very important role, and our members understand that, and they're timely with their implementation of it in the field.
And I think it's that currency that really matters. No matter where a contractor exists, no matter what their specialty is, I think virtual events like this allow us to reach so many more people. And we've got comments coming in from all across. We've got Marcos is coming in from beautiful Orlando, Florida. We've even got Arav coming in from India. Mike is coming in from San Jose. And who else have we got? Tammy is coming in from beautiful Las Vegas as well. And Eric is coming in from Madison. I think it allows us to reach so many people. And we've got a little video to show some of you at home. If you've never been to a virtual event, let's take a little look at what we have in store. So I'm really curious, Michael, because obviously this is a really innovative way to reach contractors. Who do you think should be prioritizing their attendance?
That's another good question, David. And with this event, we've actually opened it up to the entire construction industry. So it's a wide open event, unlike our safety conference, which typically takes care of NECA and IBW and our partners. But we're really excited about the Safety Summit because it's an opportunity to express to the public and the rest of the industry involved in construction how NECA manages safety. We believe that everyone involved with it can benefit significantly from the information in this event. That includes owners of organizations, CEOs of electrical contracting firms, project managers, foremen, electrical workers, and especially contractor safety personnel. They have a difficult job on the front lines, keeping people safe and making sure they go home at the end of the day. They will all find the event informative and on point. In addition to current useful safety-related training and best practices and resources, NECA's emphasis on leadership in this event is front and center. We're actually putting together some leadership sessions that will really assist those who are already safety leaders and practicing it in the field with additional information to confirm and build upon the skills they already know. So as with all NECA safety resources, NECA's put together a host of sessions during this event, including the keynotes that will be outstanding and timely and on point.
I have to say, Mike, I attend, or at least before there was a tiny little global pandemic that you might have heard of, I attend over 160 events a year. I've seen speakers from all across the globe, and no one selects speakers better than NECA. The variety, the depth of experience, and also the speakers work really hard to make sure that their content is not generic, that it applies specifically to the challenges that the audience are facing. What sort of speakers will we have at the Safety Summit?
Absolutely, sure. As usual, we've assembled a great lineup of keynote speakers for this event, as well as some great speakers for the breakout sessions. We'll hear from NECA's leadership, of course, David Long. We'll hear from David Long and President Larry Beltramo, and their experiences from the time being in the field and running their own companies are invaluable. To be able to provide those real world experiences and support for all our members that have to, and the industry that has to meet the requirements. But we also have Jennifer McNeely from the American Society of Safety Professionals, and that association is involved with significant efforts to guide safety professionals as they perform their work. We're actually teaming up with ASSP in multiple areas moving forward. So Jennifer will join us. We also have Robert Carboni from OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. He's their lead investigator, and he will share with us some of the challenges OSHA faces, some of the emphasis on efforts that they're putting forward, and some specific information related to enforcement perspectives, which are always a challenge. And NECA's own Ron Bailey, our Vice President of Industry Development, will provide a keynote on some leadership experiences. And I think Ron intends to draw a little bit from his military background and provide some good information that can be used by safety professionals that worked in a military setting. Leadership is important there, and working around heavy equipment like artillery equipment and tanks and moving things from point A to point B. There's all sorts of safety implications with all of that. So I think Ron's going to bring a new perspective to that and help our conference with some of his perspectives. Other well-known safety professionals have been meticulously invited to this event to share their knowledge and wisdom with our audience through a variety of timely safety topics, David.
I saw Ron speak at NECA Live 2020, and as a leader and as a communicator, he is so incredibly authentic, and he speaks with such gravitas. But he also speaks with real accessibility, and I feel brings the essence of leadership alive. And you know what happens at these events, Mike? There are always, when we're live and together inside the room, there's always those rooms that are just hiving with people, standing around the edges of the room, queuing outside to get in the door. Which areas do you think will be really popular at this virtual safety summit?
Well, I'm thinking that the not only will the breakout sessions and the sessions on electrical safety in the workplace will be effective, but I'm seeing, and we are seeing, NECA is seeing a spike in the attendance of the leadership events and the interest in those. But we have some interesting sessions that include use of technology, expanded use of technology, like unmanned aerial vehicles, drones, in other words, for use to improve how we handle safety. Using a drone to make an inspection on a transmission tower of the insulators for the conductors, for example, is a great area where we're using engineering control or substitution to not have to put a person up there. And so we're having information about that presented. We've got a consulting firm out of Texas coming in to do a post-conference session on leadership, and that one's filling up quick. And we have some general sessions or some sessions that are related to the outside line industry on incident prevention. The STKY event that will be presented by a gentleman from Quanta Service. STKY stands for Stuff That Kills You. And they've taken a different approach to address it on a high impact level. And sometimes that's what it takes to get folks to focus and pay attention to what they're doing in the field. So we have a host of nice events that everyone will benefit from. I only wish we had a little bit more time with this summit, but we also have the safety conference coming up in May that we're already building.
Absolutely. One question I want to ask you, Mike, because obviously you got to attend NECA Live 2020 with me and 5,000 other individuals from all across North America and beyond. I imagine it was your first, or at least your biggest, virtual event that you've ever attended. What would you say to a contractor or someone in the construction industry out there, someone who's just part of our wider community, who's never been to a virtual event before and they're not really sure if it's going to be a fit for them? What would you say?
I would say 2 words: be there. And the reason I say those 2 words is there are a lot of skeptics out there, and how can we do justice to something that should be done face to face? And if you haven't experienced it, they really need to attend. And there's something to be said for avoiding all the travel you have to do to get to a major conference and having everything at your fingertips and the click of a mouse, and then to be able to take in valuable, well-selected sessions about topics you're dealing with, difficult topics that you're dealing with day in and day out. It's really a good way to get it done. I think NECA's learned a multitude of things, but one thing we have learned is that we can not only reach to people very well face to face, but if we do it virtually, we can reach those that can't get there face to face. So it's a great benefit, and I see multiple organizations using this platform moving forward, but we're very happy with it. So that my response is they need to be there.
I couldn't agree more. Mike, thank you so much for taking the time and sharing some of your Monday with us. I know it'll mean a lot to our audience, and I'll see you at the next NECA event soon. Mike, take care.
My pleasure. Thanks, David. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, you too. And the same message goes to all of you. We want you and your businesses to stay safe. We want every member of your team to stay safe. And the best way to do that is to invest some time in the education that we will have at the Safety Summit. It will be a truly great event. And over the course of the next few days, all of the NECA social media channels will be taken over by the Safety Summit. So keep a lookout for some of the great education and pointers on the areas that we know that you do not want to miss. But make sure you reserve your spot. Go to NECASafetyConference.com now and get your spot as soon as you possibly can. And I will see you back here next week for a really important Know Before You Go session. Take care, be safe, NECA family, and I'll see you soon.